YouTube. Welcome to this week's forecast. Today we're going to be looking at gold. Let's look at gold. Let's look at NASDAQ. Let's look at DXY, GBPJPY, GBPUSD. We can choose between GBPUSD or EURUSD, but let's start for now. Okay, so what we're going to do today is basically obviously break down what we saw last week. So from last week, what we can see from last week's candle, we had a resistance over there. The market created a hanging man candlestick and then started pushing to the downside, which was cool. We had a strong impulsive movement, so that correction was indeed needed. So last week wasn't that difficult to understand what was supposed to happen. Our forecast, the market did play out according to our forecast. If you look at the 4-hour time frame, when we did the analysis on Sunday, I did say Monday might be looking at a situation where, as this was an actual area of sensitivity, might be looking at a situation where the market actually pushes to the downside. If you're following me on Instagram, you would notice that I did post this exact trade. I held it Monday, I held it Tuesday, and I closed it Wednesday morning. All right, so Wednesday morning when I closed, saw another entry opportunity in these areas over here coming to the downside. I took a short sell back into these areas here. Again, I did post it on Instagram, and the market came back in on Thursday and then actually went to the downside. Okay, what we also had on the 4-hour time frame was that we had a 4-hour support over here. All right, so as you can see, we had a 4-hour support here. All right, and how did the market approach that support area for that double bottom? 1, 2, we had a reversal pattern. I went down to the 30 minutes time frame and the 15 minutes time frame specifically. All right, so you can see how the market was coming down into this area. You also had 1, 2, 3 touches over there, and then the market started shooting to the upside. So I actually entered on a 5-minute time frame. I will post up the screenshot, but these were the areas that I wanted the structure to break. Structure got broken. You could have entered right over here after the first bullish candle. Retest if you wanted, but you can enter after the first bullish candle. Your stop loss below over there, and then you'll take profit all the way back into these zones here that were on the 4-hour time frame. So that was a quick trade on Thursday. And because Thursday closed bullish, what we actually expected the market to do was to actually continue going to the upside. But if you look from a daily time frame perspective, you will actually see that all the market was doing was following its structure. So if we delete this and we say that our daily time frame areas of sensitivity, or if we just draw some sort of support and resistance areas, we're using the way that I draw my zones. That's another video that you can check out on my YouTube channel. You can see that when the market was coming down at a double bottom, all right, we broke the structure here, came back and retested. Therefore, the market was going to continue pushing to the downside. So on Friday morning, I did go into my mentorship. I did explain this. However, I was looking for those buys, but I did outline that we could potentially get the market continue pushing to the downside. During New York session, I did say to them, if we do still if we are trading below this area here by New York session, we are actually going to start pushing to the downside. So you can see what the market did on Friday. Now let's take a look at what we can look forward to this coming week on gold. Okay, so I remember we had a monthly resistance. So let's just mark that out really quick, because today's video, I don't want to make this video too long. All right, so we've got the high there, we've got the low, and then we've got the resistance area here. So this is our monthly resistance. We can see that we closed below. And then I say to you guys, I would be looking for the market to actually continue pushing down on gold. So back into these areas, actually, that's actually pretty hectic. So for now, from a monthly perspective, I just want the market to come into this area first. Let's go onto the weekly and identify the break of structures. Okay, so if I just delete everything quickly, these are the areas of retest that I need to see on gold. 1, all right, 2, all right, 2, we're going to put it here because it's a double top here. So we already had that last week. All right, the market bounced up from a daily time frame, came back and retested that area, and then actually started pushing down again. So for now, we're not done. I don't believe that we are done with those sells. Let's just use the fib one more time from the high to the low. Sensitivity this area here. Could gold come all the way down into 1895. Let's take a look at the daily time frame quickly. Okay. Let's go back to our original analysis. Perfect. All right. I'm to put that there. And then on the weekly, we saw that the fib is around these areas here. All right. Allow me to change that to this area. And then, sorry. And then this area. Okay. So from a weekly time frame perspective, based on last week, we've already hit the first two targets. Okay, for me, those would have been my first two targets, 1 and 2, as explained in last week's video. So the third target would be in these areas here. But what I would want to see is I want to see the daily time frame close below here, and in the market wicking up and then continue to push to the downside. However, we don't predict, we react. So from the weekly time frame, I'm seeing that we are still bearish. Okay, there is a potential, there is a possibility that the market can actually start to push back down all the way back into these areas based on the fib. All right, if you're a person who uses trend lines to trade, you can also see that here we had a break of a trend. It would make sense for the market to come retest this area here that was previous resistance to turn it into support, and it would be nice if the market can also come and retest this over here, the trend line. So let's go into the daily time frame to see what we can look forward to for the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th of October. Okay, let's talk about the structure on the daily time frame. Okay, allow me to take that off and draw this as a resistance. Okay, if I draw this as a resistance, what this means is that I have actually made this resistance, came above, turned into support, boom, and then the market turned it into support again, came above, failed to break above this weekly time frame, if you guys remember where that is. Let me just show you that quickly. Weekly time frame, this area here. So the market actually respected on the daily time frame too. So if we jump back onto the daily, you can see how the market traded back, creating that trend. So now we've got a valid lower high. All right, and then we're hopefully asking, but we want the market to continue pushing to the downside. Now, these are my two scenarios. If the market does decide that it wants to push up, I do believe that the market can push up here. All right, if we can push up back here and then be taking sells from 1971 areas, that is a huge possibility. What does that mean from the weekly time frame? From the weekly time frame, all it means is that we're going to go up, create a wick to retest these lows here, and then the market can continue pushing to the downside. That's a possibility. That's something that could happen from the daily time frame. But what I would like to see this week is that I would like to see a situation where the market just trades back in on Monday. All right, here we've already created a lower high, and I would like to see the market continue to the downside here. Obviously, this is not a good risk reward ratio. This is 1:2. That is not a good risk reward ratio. So I'll be monitoring it from my 4H as long as the 4-hour time frame continues to create lower lows and lower highs as it has been doing. Look at the lower highs. Look at the structure here. All right, if it can come back and create another one, that is a perfect trade to the downside. All right, now what did I say about the buys? The buys could look something like this. If you do get those temporary buys, you could get something like this where the market actually shoots back up, all right, retest these areas, and then comes back here and retest and then goes down. That's something that I could be looking at. What I would just suggest that you do is that from the daily time frame, like I said, wait to see if the market can give you a wick. If it can, I'll put sell stops here and then continue going down with the movements over there, probably like for 2 or 3 candles. If the market does decide that this is a valid support and resistance area and this was a fake out, wait for it to close above bullish, all right, hopefully get a break of structure first and then take buys back into 1971. But for this week, I am still seeing those sells. So I've given you guys 2 scenarios. I hope you guys trade with proper risk management. Remember that it is November, so you don't want to be taking too much time in the market, okay, and taking every single opportunity you get. So just take your high probability setups only, and remember that gold is a commodity. It is not a forex pair, it's a commodity. So gold is very heavy. You have to use proper risk management. Okay, let's go over to NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ for me, when we last did our analysis, I actually wanted NASDAQ to print a bearish candlestick first. It did not happen. If you guys remember what I said, I would like to see NASDAQ printing a bearish candle. from the high to the low, because we expected that bearish candle to be on Monday, but it didn't. From the high to the low, and then the market to continue pushing down. Then I also explained to you guys that if the market does break into another region, what I would be looking for is a break and a retest, and then the market to continue pushing to the downside. So I don't believe that there is anything that I need to add onto NASDAQ for today. But let's just look at the weekly time frame quickly. Yes, we're in a very impulsive movement. Very, very impulsive movement. So let's put a resistance there. Let's put the daily. We still have bullish candlesticks. Looking for entry opportunities on NASDAQ. There is a resistance here. All right, and we add a resistance here too. So what we can say for NASDAQ is that I want to see some buys, but I want to be involved in these buys as soon as possible because the market just keeps pushing up. Monthly time frame. Yes, this is a very good opportunity to get these highs here. So let's go on to the daily time frame quickly. All right, daily time frame. If I can get a bottom wick here and then the market pushing up. So the bottom wick will be a retest on the 4H. If we can go on to the 4H quickly. All right, the market broke structure here, but came back, pushed up above. If we can get a retest here, and then I'll be taking buying opportunities from here. But because I don't want to miss the movement like we did last week. All right, I saw this late, this retest here. I don't want to miss that movement. What I could be waiting for is for the market to actually just give me some kind of indication that it's going to go up from here. Okay, so what would that look like? 1:3, that's not bad on NASDAQ. I would be looking for, obviously, like I said, I want to break and retest. But what can I be looking for to show that the market can give me an entry opportunity here? Because it's already closed above here. I'll be looking for the daily time frame to close above here because this is still a resistance. If the daily time frame closes above, I'll be looking for a wick retest and then for the market to continue pushing up because on the weekly time frame, guys, we are bullish. If you guys take a look, we're bullish on the weekly and we're also bullish on the monthly as explained last week. So that's an impulse, it's a correction, and we're looking for the next impulse. So we are extremely impulsive. We're in an extreme impulsive phase on the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame. The daily time frame only gave us one retest, so I do not believe that the market can actually come back into this area and retest. So I'm looking to join the movement from whether tomorrow or Tuesday, depending on how the first daily candle closes. I want to continue going to the upside with NASDAQ. Once you get an entry opportunity, I would actually hold my trade straight into these highs over here, because like I said, on the monthly time frame, take a look at how impulsive we are. See, we're in the impulsive phase. So I do believe that price can be driven all the way back into 16,409 on NASDAQ. Okay, let's take a look at GBPUSD first before we go on to DXY. GBPJPY, sorry, I always get the two mixed. Okay, this is going according to analysis. Weekly time frame, yes. We do want it to continue pushing up. We did want a retest over here. We didn't get that. That's the problem when the market is in an impulsive phase. It's very rare that you get retests. Okay, let's take a look at GJ here. Okay, it completed its head and shoulders pattern like we wanted to. Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We were correcting the whole week on GJ. For our time frame, do we have a break of structure in? Okay, so we're creating a little trend up here. Now on the 4H, we've already hit the highs up there. On the 4H, we broke structure here. Okay, all right. So for GBPJPY, I'd like to see the market falling back into 184.207. All right. The reason being for this. Okay, here we go. Okay. The reason why I want to see it fall is because on the daily time frame, we've taken a whole week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, to get into these areas here. I do not believe that market can push back up before coming to retest this area or retest this area first. So if you take a look at this movement here, we've got an impulsive movement, breakout, retest, impulsive movement, and then here we've got a correction at a resistance. So I'm looking for a break of structure, which we got on the 4-hour time frame here. That's my breakout structure. It's already been retested. The market is still creeping those highs. All right, these highs are not broken yet. If this high gets broken, then I'll be looking for buys, and these buys will be very impulsive. But right now, I'm looking for the market to fall back here. Right, so if the market can fall back here, then I'll be looking for buying opportunities from around here or here. That's the kind of perspective that I'll be looking at on GBPJPY this week. Because remember, guys, the overall goal is for us to come and touch here. See, that's the overall goal. So we need the market to push back up here. But based on what I'm seeing now, we are going to wait for the market to come back here, or we're going to wait for the market to break out here. And then from here, if it breaks out here, this would be a very clean drive up onto that touch that we've been waiting for, okay, based on last week's discussion. But for now, I would like to see GJ dropping first, and it could drop into this area or all the way back into this area, because this is a definite reversal pattern. So I am definitely going to be involved in this movement tomorrow, which is Monday, and then we'll see how the market develops from there. Okay, let's take a look at GBPUSD. Okay, there are two scenarios for GBPUSD. Now, if you have been focused on, if you've been with me for some time and you know how I trade, we have been having discussions in the last month about how GBPUSD, let's talk about this quickly. Okay, let's mark it up from the monthly time frame. Okay, so what I want to do is that I would like to mark this support area here, right, on the monthly time frame. So if anything, it came back and retested this area. Okay, so let's remove that. Okay. Market came back and retested this area, creating higher highs and higher lows. If you take a look at the comparison between this movement to the upside, all right, and this movement here, we had an impulsive movement. Then the market started creating higher highs and higher lows, and each time those highs reacted, we also had a reaction on the right side when the market was coming down. Okay, do you see what's going on here? So I would actually like to see GBPUSD on the monthly time frame coming back into these areas here, because we need to hit that 90% of the pattern here. So on the weekly time frame, the fact that we've closed bearish, number one, it marks my region. Okay, if we talk about market structure, okay, it marks the area where I would like to see GBPUSD trading in. So if I delete this and just put this, for example, it marks the area where I would actually like to see GBPUSD trading as resistance and support. But the biggest problem that I had with GU and that I've been having with GU is the fact that, let's mark this over here to cater for the daily. Yeah. If you take a look at GU, in here, price pushed up. Here, there was a reversal patterning on the daily, price pushed up. The only retest that we got is an area of breakout structure. Yeah, the market did not actually come and create a third touch or a third area in this support area over here. So for me, this is just a retest, and I would like to actually see the market actually push back down all the way back into this area. Okay, obviously I can't predict, and I can't tell you what exactly the market is going to do. I can only react. So I need to look out for both sells and for buys. So I have my scenario for sells, but at the same time, I also have scenarios for buys, because we have highs here that were broken from last week. Okay, we had an impulsive break, and then the market came back and retested. The market could easily push to the upside, but I like to use the overall direction. And for me, the overall direction is telling me to sell. Let's go into the daily time frame so you guys can see what I mean. Daily time frame. Okay, my daily time frame is here. Take a look at how the market approached the support area. We have a resistance here, we have a support. The market created a reversal pattern, all right, came back and broke the highs, retested, boom. Okay, here, again, the market created a reversal pattern. This one even created a fake out, but that's okay. We don't care, because the market only we would have entered here because of the break of structure here from a daily time frame perspective, and then boom. So you've got two of the same things here. Retest, boom, but it always comes back to the support area again. I hope you guys understand what I mean here. Same thing over here. Take a look at how the market, again, we've got another reversal pattern in that exact same area, but now it's higher. All right, here we have the market creating a resistance, turning it into support. So originally what I would like to do, guys, I'm going to give you two scenarios for GBPUSD because this is a great opportunity. The market is going to push up. Will either push up, come and create a double top here. All right, or you could even get something that's like this, where the market can actually come and create a touch here and then fall from there. This is something that I'm going to be looking at closely this week. All right, come back here and then fall from there. But my bet or my money is on this setup here, where the market actually breaks below. All right, I'm going to use the 4-hour time frame for this, but the market actually breaks below and comes back into this support here, because I need to see the market coming back into this support here. Okay, if the market does follow this pattern, it is only buys back into this area here. I do not believe that the market can go higher than that. Now, if you're a person who's taking buys, how are we going to be taking advantage of the buys? You need a 4-hour break of structure. Okay, the market right now, you can see it's trending to the downside. You would probably need something like this, where the market actually breaks this high. All right. So for this week, you wait for a break of this high, a retest, and then go up with it. Okay. If you're trading the sells and you're waiting for the sells like me, wait for the market to trade below here, retest, and then I'll be taking my sells all the way back down into this area over here. All right. Thank you for joining today's forecast. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for all your feedback from last week's video. I will carry on with this content. Also, those people who send me screenshots of their setups, especially on gold from last week and GJ from last week, I appreciate you guys for taking the content that I share seriously. Please remember that this is not the final say. If you have your own analysis, it's completely different to mine. Feel free to take your analysis. It is easier for you to go back to the charts and explain what you did wrong when you are the one who took the loss personally. If I took the loss, if you took the loss based on something that I shared, it's difficult for you to go back to your charts and actually understand what went wrong, because you're going to use your feelings. Okay, so please make sure that you take your own setups based on the things that you trade and draw entry confirmations, so that if you do lose, you can go back and understand exactly what you did wrong. Have a great weekend, guys.